Ooh, it's time for a major Devil Dog rant. Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with another video. Before I get started with this epic rant, I want to say make sure to smash that like button if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up, it always helps my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos. I actually talked about this in my last video, game review that I did at the very end. I got a little hot over this, and I felt like, I wanted to make a rant video, and I feel it's time to make it today. And this is my rant video about the price of games nowadays, the price increase in games. Now, be forewarned, I'm going to try my best not to cuss, but I can't guarantee it, and I most certainly know I'm going to be getting my blood pressure up on this one, because this, hands down, is something that really ticks me off. And that's the fact of the matter of the price increase in games, okay? Now, first of all, I just have to say, I'm an avid believer in the fact that if a company does a good job and a development team does a good job and they make a good quality game, I understand you got to spend a little bit of money to promote your game. I get that, okay? But let's just say you spend $30 million to make your game. You give the game development company $30 million to make the game, and they're able to make the game, and it's a great game. But then you spend $160 million in marketing for that game. Then you have to complain about not making enough money. Well, I hate to tell you this. First of all, I understand that marketing is a major selling point in games of today. But actually, I hate to tell you this with video games. Hey people, word of mouth gets around way better than a glitzy ass commercial, okay? You don't have to spend $160, $130, $170 million in marketing if you know you've got a good game on the way. Literally, look at Cyberpunk. It's just right around the corner, and you know what? I ain't seen any commercials for it or anything. You know why? Because word of mouth. Word of mouth. People have actually seen parts of this game. People have played this game, and they know it's going to be a good game. Hopefully it will be. We won't know until we actually get the final release version, consider how many times it's been freaking delayed. But that aside, I can say I understand why a lot of these big companies want to do a lot of marketing for their games to maximize the amount of total sales for the God's chance in hell that maybe some schmuck with his head underneath the rock don't know a certain game is coming out. I think it's a little bit stupid and asinine how much money they spend, but okay, that's beside the point. You want to spend $100+ million in marketing for your game, that's fine, as long as you do a great marketing campaign. You remember the old Halo ones where it was like a big old thing of just figures, no movement, no motion, nothing. It was just big diorama of all the different soldiers and fighting. That was brilliant. It was brilliant, and guess what? It didn't cost that much. It was still quite expensive to do, but compared to making these big CGI spectacles and all these cutscenes and stuff, there's no need for it. But the next thing I got to talk about that really ticks me off is the fact of microtransactions in games. Now, I know a lot of people out there are going to say, Nathan, they got to recoup their money. They got to make more money. What's wrong? I don't mind microtransactions. Of course you don't, because you don't look at it in the big picture. You just see it in the little narrow view of your minds. You don't realize something. You're like, oh, it's only 99 cents for a new skin, all right? Well, I want to make my guy look cool. All right, well, that's fine. But think about it. You buy a game for full price, so let's just say normal price of $60, not including tax, $59.95. Let's just say $60 for the game. All right, it's a complete game. It has nothing else, but then they try to sell you on season passes. Then they sell you on DLC, and then they sell you on some sort of cosmetics shop. And you're like, but Nathan, it's only cosmetics only. It's not pay to win. It doesn't affect the game. Yes, it does affect the game, people. Think about it. If you have a development development company that is making a game, and then they have the publisher shoehorn them to design the game around making more money, then they are in fact changing the game to make more money. Instead of just making a flawless thing from start to finish, they have these publishers that are picking down their ear, just pecking them in the head. So what they'll do is they'll take a game and they will strip out parts of it. Now this has happened in the past where they've actually had people dive deep and find the data still on the fucking discs, people. They found that the game actually had the data on the discs, but it had a lockout code. So at a later date, you'd have to pay money for the DLC, which was already on the disc. It just would unlock it. Yes. Now, fortunately, most of these game studios nowadays don't do that. It's legitimate, straight, real DLC. Like, Mortal Kombat's a good example of it. And I can't say I really have a problem with them coming out with new characters to add into an already fully fleshed out game as DLC. So DLC, as long as it's done proper DLC, legitimate add-on content that they did not have done or built at the time of launch, I'm okay with it as long as it's reasonably priced, okay? Now, if it's parts that they've chunked out of the story or chunked out of the original game to sell back to you at a later date to make more money, that's when I have a problem with DLC. Same as season passes, man. It's just an excuse to elongate the total amount of profit they can get from a title. Now, if you're playing a game like Fortnite or Fall Guys or something, and it's a continuous sort of game, almost like a service-style game, which, don't get me into service-style games, but something that is continuous, okay, I could understand you having, quote, season passes, okay? But once again, that is designing a game with the sole purpose of maximizing the total amount of profit made, which I understand. You're not making games for fun. You're making games to make money. I get that. And there are certain cases where I will allow a season pass, same as DLC. So those guys are off of the plate in terms of my rants. But the thing that I cannot, without any shadow of a frickin' doubt, actually say anything good about is the fact of the price increase in games for next generation systems. It's bullshit, and you people know it is. Unless you have your head sewn under a rug, don't believe the bull crap people are spilling down your throats to get you to believe this crap. There is no excuse to raise the price of next gen games. But Nathan, it costs so much more in development and to publish a next generation gaming system. Listen, a good example is Spider-Man, okay? Spider-Man Miles Morales, right? Well, now, it isn't on multiple SKUs other than two. Okay, it's a PS4 version and a PS5 version. Okay, I get that, which I hate, I'll get in a minute on those particular things, upscaled versions. But there is no excuse if you're creating two different versions. That means you're getting twice as much money, right? Now, and if you make a great game, it will sell like hotcakes and you'll make tons of money. That's the key thing. There's no excuse for saying, the development costs more to make a game. Well, you know what? There are more people playing video games now than ever. You cannot tell me when a video game studio is able to give $45 million bonus to their CEO just because they made $1.2 billion in microtransactions, and the increased cost of making the game is not viable. It's not viable to me, people. There is no reason why after you pay $500 for a new gaming system, you should have to pay over $70 for a freaking game. There's no reason for it, not one whatsoever. And you might, development costs. Bullshit on your development costs. If you sell a game 5 times as much as a normal game on a PS4, guess what? Boom, there's all your profit right there. These game companies are so snowballing the hell out of all you people and got you all gullible to think the fact of the matter is, the cost of this is so much more. We have to spend so much more to make a game. Well, you have to spend more. But guess what? When you make a good game and you sell those games, you still make massive profits. These companies are making more profits now than ever before on video games. And there's no excuse for them to raise it even a minimally amount of $10. It's like, but Nathan, they haven't did a price increase on games for ages. It's been like the $50, $60 for like forever. Well, you know what? Why? You know why it's been that? Because it is totally financially stable to actually sell games at that price. Personally, I think $60 is too much for a damn game to begin with. But then that's getting me into the other thing that really pisses me off about these next generation systems. You have the nerve, the audacity to charge a person more money for a PS5 version compared to the PS4 version. Well, I'm going to tell you a little secret here, people. A little secret. And I'm going to show my Immortals Phoenix Rising as an example. Right? This is a PS4 version, right? Well, look at the bottom right there. PS5 upgrade available for free. Think about that. They're scamming the hell out of you people because these games are not next-gen games yet. Okay? They're nothing more than upscaled, higher-res versions of PS4 games and Xbox 360 games. That's all they're selling to you. At least Xbox was honest with it. Oh, we'll make it to where it's on every system. Yeah, because you know it's not a next-gen game yet. That's what it is. Because the new systems are out, they have to figure out how to do all the bells and whistles to get the games looking great and popping. There'll be some good selections coming out, some really good ones that show off the abilities of these next-gen systems, but currently, people are still learning the ropes with these new systems, and it always takes a year or so before they get a handle of all the power and all the tricks of each system to make the best quality game you can buy. So what they're doing now is this, to make you feel like it's a great thing, they're doing this thing with free upgrades, right? You'll buy this game, right? You buy this game, let's say $60 for this game, and or $70 for the PS5 version. But did you know if you buy the PS4 version, you can upgrade it for free? Upgrade it to the PS5 version for free. It doesn't cost you anything extra. What's with that? Is that just a loophole? Is that something they forgot about? I know a lot of game companies are like, you have a limited amount of time to do that, or we won't let you get the PS5 version, you have to buy it on your own. But that's not the point, people. That just tells you that the games are not next generation games, because all they're doing is they're upscaling it. And did you know, like Spider-Man on PS5, now keep in mind, PS5 is supposed to be so powerful, okay? No limits is what they say, right? But the PS5 version allows you performance mode, or resolution mode, okay? So you can either play it in 60 frames a second, or you can play it with the God rays and reflections on. Yeah, you can't do both at the same time. That's kind of stupid. And when you play the game, you really compare it to the PS4 version, and it's not that much better. It just looks a little bit better. It's got a little bit more bells and whistles in terms of the graphics and the fidelity, and the lack of the load times are so much shorter. But same as Xbox. You know, and that's the problem, people. Most of you people out there are getting hoodwinked. You're getting flim-flam. You're getting brainwashed into believing what these idiot money-making scumbags are actually pulling the fucking wool over your eyes. The fact of the matter is, no, they don't need to raise the price point of PS5 and Xbox Series X games to $70 to make a profit due to more money being spent to make them. That's a bullshit lie. No, you don't have to have microtransactions in a full-priced game. That's just double-dipping, getting more money from people out there that don't really realize, hey, you know what, I'll pay 99 cents for a new skin. Well, you know what, if 1,000 people pay $1, how much more money is that? Come on, do your math skills, people. You'll see they're raking in so much money. I forget what game it was, that in less than a 3-month period, they made $1.2 billion in microtransactions. $1.2 billion. And same thing that happened with Grand Theft Auto 5. Right? They planned all the single player DLC. They planned all this stuff, and then what happened to it, people? They scrapped it because they could realize that they could screw you people over by buying shark cards for the online mode. So they canceled all the single player DLC, which would have been a one-time money-making thing, instead of making it to where you have to buy shark cards constantly, and they're making billions of dollars off of it. This is nothing more than an excuse and lies from these companies to get more money out of your wallets. And the sad thing is, until you all wake up and realize, open your eyes and realize that you people are falling for this bull crap, it's going to keep happening, and before long it's going to be $80, $90, $100. Actually, most of the games are $100 now. You buy the regular version, right? It's only $60, but you want to buy the ultimate version, it's $80. You want to buy the complete version, it's $100, and so forth. So there's, not only are they jacking you on the price, but they're selling you less and less content just so they can shoehorn in at a later date to make more profit off you. And then they have the audacity to say that they have to charge you more for games nowadays. That's bull crap, and you know it's bull crap. Please, leave in the comments what you think about this. Do you believe me? Do you agree with me? Or do you not agree with me? I have no problem if you don't agree with me. I can be constructively understanding. Leave it in the comments below what you think of this whole scenario, what's going on with these prices being raised and everything. Make sure to leave a comment so I can respond to you. Hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos on my channel. And I always end my videos by saying, have fun. Play hard and remember, people, the devil's in the details and not in overcharged pricing for games. Peace out until next time.